One of two suspects from the school shooting near Denver, Colorado, has just appeared in court for the first time. The other suspect has not yet had a hearing. One student was killed during the attack, which also left 8 people wounded. CNN's Scott McLean is joining us now with details. Scott, what's the latest?
Hey, Wolf, one of those suspects, an 18-year-old, was in court today. His hair was dyed purple. He kept his head down and only spoke when responding to the judge. Now, the prosecution asked for more time, and so there won't be any formal charges filed until Friday. Police are pretty unclear about any of the potential motives here, but witnesses say there is no doubt who helped stop these shooters: a private security guard and a student named Kendrick Castillo.
Have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Erickson?
Tonight, 18-year-old Devin Erickson, one of the suspects in the STEM school shooting, appearing in court. A second suspect in custody, a female juvenile yet to be named.
Your help today.
Police still trying to determine a motive. Gunfire erupted just before 2 p.m. Tuesday.
Attention all units getting information on the shooting, STEM school.
Officers responded within minutes. The STEM school had a single armed private security guard who went straight to the sound of the gunfire, apprehending one shooter as they left a room. Kendrick Castillo didn't hesitate when one of the shooters walked into his class.
As soon as he said, "Don't you move," Kendrick lunged, giving all of us enough time to hide under our desks.
That's one of Kendrick's classmates describing the heroic act that cost him his life, but saved so many others. His parents aren't surprised.
We raised him to be good. Because of what he did, others are alive, and I thank God for that.
But the Castillos go on to admit,
there's another part of you that wishes he would have just turned and ran, retreated, hid, did something to put himself out of harm's way if that was possible.
They say Kendrick was always a defender of others, a patriot and the proud grandson of a U.S. Marine. He was also a soon-to-be graduate who is active on his school's robotics team and planned to go to college to become an engineer. This mother says if it weren't for him, her child wouldn't be alive.
How does it make you feel to hear that?
It makes me happy that she has her son, but it makes me sad that mine's not here.
In fact, his parents say when they heard of the shooting, they tried calling Kendrick's cell phone. No one answered.
I was getting nothing, my anxiety and my lump in my chest was growing.
And at the reunification center, they anxiously watched as parents hugged their kids, eventually realizing
we didn't have that.
For all units, we have a shooter in room 107.
A student's cell phone was recording as students first heard this.
Attention, please. Lockdown.
And then this.
Please.
Nothing is happening.
Cammie Brainerd's son Owen then sending these texts from inside the lockdown. You can't keep her updated, he says, because we have to keep our hands free. 8 people were injured in the shooting, 3 of them in intensive care. Now, Kendrick Castillo was one of 3 students who tackled one of the shooters to the ground. One of the others is Brendan Biley, and is an aspiring Marine. The Marines today called his actions admirable and inspiring. Meanwhile, Biley called his friend Kendrick a hero.